Hey guys, this is Jason, and it's good to reach out to you again this week with the Weekly Winningham Word. Hope you guys are all doing well, and I know that school's kind of picked back up, and you guys are kind of back in the swing of things. Hey, I wanted to reach out to you today with another encouraging word. One of the things I'm really looking forward to when we get back to some normalcy again is going to be the opportunity to travel. Where are some places maybe you guys want to travel one day? When I was 21, I had the chance to go on a dream trip to the Middle East. I got to go to Israel, and I got to go to a place called Petra. And that was kind of the highlight for me of that trip, going to Petra. And I want to share a story with you guys about that trip that I think kind of applies to today's day and age. But if you don't know anything about Petra, it is a place that has been filmed in many movies, including Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, as well as Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. And if I could just share my screen with you really quickly, I can show you where that is. Petra is a place that's in the country of Jordan, and it is there currently is an archaeological site, and so it's a pretty amazing place to go. We're going to zoom in on Google Earth here and take a look at Petra together. But you can see this on the world map where it is and where it is in relation to the Mediterranean Sea and to the Red Sea. And so Petra is in a unique place because it was built by the Nabatean people, and it was kind of a hub during those ancient times for trade in that area in the ancient world. And what makes it really unique is the fact that all the buildings in the city of Petra were carved right out of the rock. They weren't built like you think of buildings in today's day and age. They were etched away from the rock and from the mountains to build the city. And so if you look at some of these pictures, they're pretty impressive. As you go down through the Seek, which is a tiny little crack in the rock that you walk through to get to the Treasury Building, which is one of the more famous buildings. This is the one that's filmed in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade that they walk into at the end of that movie. And then the other building is called the Monastery, and that is the building that is filmed in Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. Well, what was cool about our trip to that place was we had an experience not just while we were there, but actually on the way there. We were driving in a bus through the desert, and we actually got stuck in a legitimate, like the type you'd see in the movies, sandstorm. And our bus got caught in that storm to the point where it actually got a little scary. It sandblasted parts of the bus, and so the paint came off. And it eventually got so bad, and it was at nighttime, that the bus started to falter and fail. And sand started coming into the cabin of the bus, and we were worried about some of our more elderly folks that were traveling with us because the air quality was getting poor. And it got so bad that our bus driver, who was a native of that area and kind of used to those things, it was one of the worst ones he had ever seen. And he ended up having a panic attack to the point where he couldn't even drive the bus. So there we sat on the side of the road in the desert, stuck in this sandstorm swirling around us, not knowing what to do. Well, we knew we had to do something because we had to get out of that situation. And so we had a guy on our trip named Ron, who was a truck driver here in the United States. And he jumped right in that driver's seat, and he drove us through that storm with only a couple of feet of visibility in front of him. And he drove us through that storm, and we got all the way through to the other side and finally made it out safe. And it was kind of scary, but it was pretty neat to come out the other side. Well, when we got through to the other side, you know what we found? We found a couple of things. Number one was that behind us, unbeknownst to us, a line of cars, probably about 40 cars that got stuck in that sandstorm along with us, followed us out of that storm by following our taillights. We didn't know that they were behind us. We didn't know that we were actually helping save them and get them out of that storm, but we knew that by doing the next right thing, which was getting out of there, that was the best thing to do. And so a bunch of people benefited from that by following our example. The other really neat thing that happened when we got out of the storm was that we were met by the head of the Jordanian police department. You could think of him as kind of like the head of the FBI here in the United States. Well, he met us, and when we got off of the bus, he awarded Ron, the guy who drove us out of the storm, a great honor and a medal saying that he had done a great service to the country of Jordan. So he got a reward for doing what he knew was right, and he also set an example that other people were able to follow. So my encouraging word for you guys for today is that during this time while we're in this quarantine and COVID-19 seems to be a big scary thing that we're going through, to do the next best thing that you're supposed to do. Keep working hard on your school, keep encouraging others, finding ways to share love and encourage your friends and family, because you never know who's going to be able to follow you out of that storm. You also don't know what's going to be waiting on the other side. And I got to tell you guys, we got a bright future. We got good days ahead that we're looking forward to. So I just want to encourage you guys, keep working hard, keep helping others, and keep doing what we need to do to get through this. And we're all in it together, and we'll get through the other side. We'll see you next time. Have a good week.